Hi, friends. It's me, the um, the old time poet. Been writing and publishing poetry books since 1969. What do we have here tonight? Okay, it's called The Winter of Love. That's appropriate. It's winter time now. We had a few snowflakes yesterday. Not many. They didn't stay on the porch or anything. Dedication. Okay. Who did I dedicate this to? To you. Allow me to wipe away your sadness. Let me touch your loneliness. We have traveled down the same road. We made it this far. We're almost there. Have faith. Part one's a little love in a big city. Well, what do I mean by big city? How many times have I been to New York? How many times have I been to Florida? How many times have I been to California? Those are states, they're not cities, but they all have big cities in them. And things from this book happen in those cities. Let's get on with it. I aim to have some music. We're going to do this one without music. Tell you what happened as I was setting up the music part of this video. I spilled a Coke, and it was a 2 liter Coke all over the floor. And I had to go and get some rows of paper towels and clean it up. I said to myself, okay, I'm not going to let this stop me from making a video tonight. Pieces of Love. That's the name of the first poem. I've spent most of my life walking unfamiliar streets. Once in a while, a friendly person crosses my path. We celebrate finding each other, and for a brief time, I become aware of what love can do to my hopes, to my days, to my life. Then it ends. I never know if it's my fault or if the other is getting restless for somebody else. But I never throw away my walking stick. There will always be another road. Most of these are based upon experiences, maybe all of them. Experiences, I may not word it the way that the experiences actually happen step by step, but you get the notion of what happened. Here's one called Bye Lady, like goodbye, bye lady. It's been months. I've tried to forget your walking away and your final goodbye. These last few days, I've walked through the crowded city streets, but never once did I look for you or see your face within my mind. I even crossed the streets without reaching out for your hand today. I didn't seem to miss you anymore. I am content and happy now. I'm ready to begin again. How many times has that happened to you? I can't tell you how many times it's happened to me or any human being. My love, title is My Love. You cannot leave me to chase your dreams, then ask to return later. One goodbye is more than enough. Winter. Our 2 months seeing each other every day was perfect love until until you discovered I was not perfect. Let's skip a page here. Let's see what's on the next page. You're sticking together, so bear with me. Mention me. You might mention me. Tomorrow, you may mention me once, then forget my name. I could love you. I could love you a lot. I could be so happy with you. Love causes one to be foolish, to say foolish things. If, or maybe it is, too soon to say this. I shouldn't have told you how much I love you. Forgive me. These were written a lot of years ago, and if I was writing them again, they may be written with different words or maybe a little bit more academic, although I'm not an academic person. You say you want me because I reach for dreams. You have seen me with only a smile and poetic lips. If you could see me now falling to my knees with broken dreams in my hand, with all those broken dreams that never came true, you would turn from me and walk away. Getting high. That's a good title. You call it a natural high, breathing in sunshine on the beach and listening to the waves splashing, taking in the bed, making it good, searching for beauty in everything. Uh, I'm going to skip a few because they're so short that they almost seem insignificant. I hate to say that word to share, but let's talk about the singer. He sits strumming a guitar, singing his songs. He has a box nearby with kittens in it. Children play with the kittens. A crowd stops and listens. They throw dimes and dollars in the box with the kittens in it. He lives this way, hoping he'll be discovered. He is the Greenwich Village street singer living on a dream. Greenwich Village, New York. Been there several times. I took my guitar up there once. Flew in from Louisville. This isn't a poem. This is the truth. Suitcase, guitar, and a handful of songs and poems I wrote. I thought New York had record companies. I thought I knew Nashville did, but I thought New York had the bigger ones, RCA and Columbia. Well, so does Nashville, for that matter. New York's bigger, got a bigger chance to make it. I'll try to tell you more of that story later. I'll tell it to you now. I didn't have much money, so I went to the Greenwich Village Hotel. I'm not sure if that was the actual name of it, but the motel room was about $1.65. If that's hard to believe in the 1970s. 165, I don't think it was $2. And I went into the motel room with a guitar and a suitcase. And I checked in, and there's a whole bunch of people in the community room turns around and looks at me. But they're looking at that guitar and the suitcase. They don't care about me. They're looking at that suitcase, which I tell you right off the bat, it was from Goodwill or Salvation Army. It wasn't a highfalutin one. And they looked at that guitar. I know they must have been making plans. What room am I going to be in, and can they get in there? Well, they could get in there. There wasn't a lock on the door. There was a lock, but it didn't lock. And then I walk in there, and there's one desk, one chair, not a bathroom, not a sink. But there is a window, but the window doesn't lock. You just raise it up and down, up and down, up and down. So I thought this is going to be a good visit to Greenwich Village. And I got my chair, the only chair that was in there, and put it next to the door when I tried to sleep. Of course, I didn't sleep. And guess what? What I had to do to go to the restroom? I'd go down the hall, all the way down the hall to where the restroom was. Big restroom, like a gym, like a gym. Um, if you've been in basketball, football, any type of sports, you know what I mean by the restroom, the shower room, and all that. It's all together. The only problem that I ran into was that it was always filled up with men looking at me, toward me, and sort of moving in my direction as I tried to use the restroom. Then I would go back and not sleep. I didn't know what to do. How you sleep in a situation like that with no lock on the door or window? And anytime you go to the restroom, you got company. You got a lot of company, all ages of company. That's a bonus. I toss that one in for free. That's not a poem. That's a truth. His Room is the title. A warped guitar with two broken strings propped up against the wall of his room. His desk is still cluttered with magazines and books and records, and the picture of his girl still hangs above the bed. Nothing has changed or been touched. His voice echoes to all who enter the room. The dusty floor still collects teardrops each time the door opens and closes. Uh, I think rather than to make this video go on forever, I need to finish the story about New York. I eventually moved out of the Greenwich Village Hotel, and I found out for $3 a night I could stay at the YMCA. Not a good choice. $3. I get on the elevator, and they had video cameras in all directions. Video cameras in each of the elevators. I thought this is not much different than where I moved from for $1.65. It was a repeat. The only thing is, it had the word Christian in it. YMCA, Young Men's Christian Association. Well, no one introduced themselves to me as a Christian or as a youth. Uh, we won't get into what they introduced me to and as. or tried to. We'll just say that it wasn't what I expected from organization like that. And so I thought it was about time for me to go and try out my music career. So if you go around to the music companies around there to audition, they're not interested in you auditioning. They want a tape. They want an audition tape. They don't have time for you. Okay, did you bring a tape to leave for the producer to listen to? Oh, what kind of tape? I brought my guitar. I got a handful of songs. Audition tape, you know. You leave it, we listen to it, we decide whether or not to call you in or not. I said, no. They said, well, look, I know you're new to the field. Why don't you go and make one? Well, that's really going to work. Every record company like to audition here. I know some songs. I've been practicing Bob Dylan, Chris Christopherson, Leonard Cohen, Dean Martin. I know all their songs. Plus, I've got a whole stack of songs I wrote. Then you've got an audition tape, don't you, of your own songs? I don't even know what that is. Well, you just need to sit down and sing in front of your tape recorder and bring us a cassette tape. That's when cassette tapes were popular. That didn't that that wasn't going to work because I didn't have a tape recorder or cassette tapes. I thought I'd go home, but I didn't have any money. I got a job at Macy's department store. Got paid for the first week, but nobody'd cash it, so I could pay more rent. So I had to fly home. And that was a trick. Um, I didn't have any money. And I went over to one of the biggest motels in New York City. And I saw that they had limousines going to the airport. And I said, do you have a price for a limousine between here and Kennedy Airport? I'm not sure if it was Kennedy or LaGuardia, one or the other. They said, yeah, they'll be here in about 15 minutes. I said, well, how much is it? They said it's free. Just tell us what room you're in. I said, I was in room 220. Room 220, they said, that's all we need. Just take your stuff out there and they'll pick you up and take you to the airport. And I went to the airport. Didn't have any money for a ticket. That's in the days when people trusted you. I went and told them I needed to go to Louisville, Kentucky. And they said that's fine. How you want to pay for it? I said a check. I got checks on me. That's how I do business. They said that's fine. That's how we do business too. So I wrote a check with no money in the bank account. I knew I could put money in that checking account when I got home, and I did. Nothing bounced. So I flew home, and that introduced me to the recording business. And then let's finish up with a poem or two. Once upon a yesterday, our story could have been we lived happily ever after, but you would not give us a chance. You wanted to fall in love with everybody that you met. Now, later in life, your hair is getting gray. You really don't look the same. You've been drinking a lot and drugging a lot. And you asked me to return to our relationship that we once had. I'm sorry, you're too late. Well, let's see what's on the back of the book. The book, again, The Winter of Love by me. That's if you look it up on Amazon or Barnes and Noble or Books a Million or something, you gotta look under my name. You can't look under the books. There's too many books out there. They they can't they can't put the titles to where you can put the title on and it kicks out the book unless you're famous. I'm not famous. You got to put my name. My name's famous. Let's see what the back says. I am someone who listens. Thank you for dropping by. Do not give up on your dreams. I put mine I put mine in the attic. My dreams in the attic. They're still there. My dream was to become a famous poet, living from my poetry. I did for a while, but it's been years. Here's the good news I'm picking up my ink pen. I'm beginning again. Hang in there with me. I have lots to share. I do have lots to share. Well, if you like this at all and want to put a thumbs up, that's always appreciated. A few people have actually. Now, if you want to subscribe, I have a total of 12 subscribers. My friend Steve Tibbs, with his, he's got two. I'll bring these up because he's the only reason why I'm doing this. He told me to keep doing it. All Wheels Down is one of his programs. All Wheels Down, and the other one is called The Life and Sad Ending. Good friend of mine. He told me, don't give up. Don't give up. Well, I talked to him the night before I called just to get confidence enough to put this one up. Now, we've gone quite a while here. We've gone almost 30 minutes, and I've had fun. I hope you've had fun listening. And if you want to be number 13 of who subscribes, I'd appreciate it. To Just in case, just for your own knowledge, you got to have 1,000 subscribers before YouTube will consider paying you a penny. Plus 1,000 hours of watch time, people watching. I ain't halfway there yet. But we're having fun, aren't we? And thanks. And I hope to put something up every day. And maybe put something else tonight. I don't know. We'll just see. What time is it? 7. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. My goodness, I might have time to put another one up here. Try to make them all different. I really do. You take care. Have a good week. We'll talk soon. We'll talk maybe later